Another wonderful message titled, I fear no man except God is the voice of criminals. This one is coming from this our Ubonga brother. I call him my brother from another mother. The light of Africa. This guy keep on amazing me with every of his drop. And I can tell you, you will like this one as well. Let us listen to him, digest it to your own or to the best of your own knowledge. But I can assure you, the wisdom that have been in this video, or rather in this clip, is going to make you wow. Yes, it's going to make you to open your mouth and shout wow. And I can assure you, there's no two words about that. All you can do for me is to make sure that this video goes viral, because you need to educate whether the past, present, or future generations about the implications of I fear no man except God. According to him, he said it is the voice of criminals, the voice of deception, and the voice that always ends in had I know. You get the point now? Yes, because had I know always comes at last. And that is what this our brother here with so much talent is teaching us. Despite the fact that everybody must not believe in what he said. But I can tell you, I am a household. I've embraced him, his teachings. And even some people have also been convinced by my posting, by my sharing, and also by bringing his message to my own platform. A lot of people have been convinced that, yes, this guy is really a brain and also a talent from the African side. Have you ever heard any kind of this? I mean, can every other religion boast of somebody like this Ifedi or Mazi Dibia? Plus other ones who keep on opening our eyes to the dire consequences of things that we do on daily basis, or the words that we use that is inappropriate for human consumption. But anyway, let me not go too far. Let us listen to him, and then at the end, we will come back here for more discussion at the comment section. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Anyone that are going to be offended by this post, let me say it earlier categorically. I am just sorry, but message are meant to be preached.
The only person I fear is God. This statement is often made by criminals to justify their criminality as bravery. A man come on the media and says he fear no man at all. The only person he fear is God. In Africa, there is only one thing a man must fear. It's not God, it's not Satan, it's not heaven, it's not hell, it's not even death. One thing and the only thing a man must fear in Africa is the voice of consequences. One thing a man must fear in of his action. And that is why anytime a man is making a decision in Africa, he begins to think about the repercussion. What will be the reaction that will come from this action? What will be the consequences of this action I'm about to take? That is why our greatest omen called Ofo was built on the principle of consequences. So people are constrained. That Ofo is the black man insulator that shield a black man from harming his fellow black man. Because he knows that on the principle of consequences, I am always going to receive in abundance my evil. And so Christianity came and destroyed the principle of consequences, the fear of consequences, and now put fear of God upon the people. That is why there is no evil you cannot find around today. And immediately that voice of consequences left, people began to fear God. So married women begin to sleep outside because the criminal Jesus Christ have come to provide the fear of God as a constraining force from sin instead of the fear of consequences. People now kidnap, all manner of rape, all kind of evil happening because even the kidnappers kidnapping you, they have the fear of God, but they don't have the fear of consequences. You see a big legend like Kanayo, a very big man in Nollywood. He come and says, I fear no man. The only person I fear is God. No, that is an erroneous teaching that will spoil the mind of our youth. What we fear in Africa is not God or Satan. It's not heaven, it's not hellfire. It's not even death. The only thing a man must fear in Africa is the voice of consequences. This thing I'm defending, what will be the result out of it? I'm teaching about polygamy. Can you give me the peace of mind in my home? You that is defending monogamy, can you bear the consequences? Because the winner in any argument or contest is not the winner, but the winner against consequences. That is why when I speak, I don't reply for criticism. Go to check my comment section. I don't reply people. Because I know Now, the winner is not the person who won in the comment section. The winner is the person who won in the principle of consequences, because consequences will always validate the winner. You can defend monogamy. Erroneous teachings can be error can be defended in multitude, in crowd, but consequences will visit people individually. That God told you to do wrong thing expressly will not make God to come to defend you when the consequences begin to come. After all, he sent Jesus Christ to go and neutralize the law of the Jews. When they got Jesus Christ and begin to kill him, God ran away. And when Jesus Christ came and began to think, he says, where is this man that sent me to go and destroy the law of the Jews? He began to cry upon the cross. He says, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My father, you have sent me to go and kill and destroy the law of the people. Why have you forsaken me at this point? That is the same way God will forsake you at the point where they will catch you from your criminality. Jesus Christ was crying upon the cross. He says, my father, you sent me to go and stop fishermen, to make them to start killing men, to become fishers of men. He says, why have you forsaken me now that they have caught me? Voice of consequences. My father, you sent me to go and provide forgiveness for prostitutes, to tell them that if you have not committed prostitution, be the first to throw a stone. Now they have caught me and they want to kill me. Why have you forsaken me? And God was running. You don't fear God. God tell you to do wrong thing, but consequences will come upon you individually. My father, you told me to go and tell these people to leave weed and crop to grow in their farmland. Where are you now? They have caught me and they are about to kill me. He says, my father, why have you forsaken me? God ran away. You don't fear God. You fear consequences. That's why you see people like Victor Osimhen. Osimhen say, I fear nobody. The only person I fear is God. And the man came on Instagram and began to rant his mouth because a coach caution or make a statement. If he is in Napoli, if it is a Napoli coach that made that same statement, Victor Osimhen would never have done that video. There was a time Napoli posted his video where he was dragging penalty. He never did any video. Because if he did video and insult the coach of Napoli, number one, Napoli will automatically terminate his contract. In fact, he may even lose his career. He will never be an international footballer again. If he made that kind of video he made for Nigerian coach, because he's afraid of consequences. But immediately he saw it is a Nigerian coach, he now came on live and began to shout, I fear no man, all I fear is God. He's fearing consequences of Napoli, and the reason why he's taking the action against Nigerian coaches is because he doesn't fear consequences. Man must fear only but consequences. Man must fear only but I don't know what you are defending. I've told that democracy is evil because democracy came to Africa to truncate the leadership of the elders in Africa. I know you that is defending democracy. Can you take the consequences of democracy when they mark your family land as their land? Because all land belongs to the government of democracy. You don't know. I've told that the justice system in Africa is built on evil because barristers in Africa are called to bar people from their ways of life. You said Light of Africa is a liar. When barristers take you to court and begin to lie against your head, can you take the consequences? Because I know that African justice system is in the hands of elders, not in the hands of men or of young boys. Because if lawyers in Africa is meant to provide justice, Africa will not have been graduating thousands of lawyers every year. You graduate over 10,000 lawyers every year, and you say you want them to no, you are graduating people that will create coerce and bar people from their way of life. A lawyer in Africa is a man who has been trained to enforce that the laws governing his cultural people, his village people, are now customs and tradition, whereas the custom and tradition of the West is now the law for his own people. Can you take the consequences of what you are defending? As I told that polygamy is the way of life, and you say it's monogamy, can you take consequences when you begin to fight with your woman? Consequences. God told you to do wrong thing will not make God to defend for you. He left Jesus Christ in the cross. So when they come to Jesus Christ, the criminal, they says, my friend, come here, we kill you. The man looked around. Where is this man that sent me on this error? He says, my father, why have you forsaken me after sending me to be a criminal? There is only one thing a man must fear in Africa. It's not God, it's not Satan. It is the voice of consequences. I fear no man.
So, I don't get the point now, eh? The message is just as clear as anything. There's another message also here that we are going to look into. But let us first of all take some comments from this video before we can be able to triumph to another video. According to this, Eric Ogbe said, I heard that before Christianity came to Igbo land. I don't know of the other places. Traders used to leave their product outside their home and go to the farm. If a buyer comes, she or he will take what they want and leave the equivalent of what they took in dowry. Nobody steals because nobody wants to face the wrath or consequences when Amadioha is invoked upon any evil doer. But Christianity came and all that changed. Now criminals or criminalities and all other social vices awash the place. People no longer care about the consequences of their actions. Not true now. A criminal who is going to steal now, they even gather and pray Ekelem Maria. Pray and bind and cast that any policeman, military, any security operatives on the way should not get hold of them. That they should go and steal in peace and come back in peace. You dare try that nonsense when the gods of the land is at work. You go, you never come back. Chimu Mwanya said that the fear of God is the beginning of stupidity, not wisdom. Intelligence Adomo has said, very good. They know the truth, but the Christianity they are defending is not ordinary because it gives them the opportunity to commit their evil deeds and give them freedom to go unpunished. Not true now. If the governor, the so-called illiterate governor of Edo State will come out and tell you and go to give testimony at Jerry Eze church that it was God that made him to win election, when everybody, even including Jerry Eze, knows that the election in Edo State is just display of madness, insincerity, high height of hypocrisy and sycophancy and rigging. Till today, yesterday was supposed to be the court sitting. APC went and hired talks, printed white polos and face caps that bears the name of PDP that is taking them to court, and give them gun to be shooting. But the most funny part of it is that the guy used the face cap to close his face with a mask, so that somebody will not know that this guy is a pure APC thug. And he's shouting, give us our mandate. Are you telling me that I take you to court, then I will hire thugs when I'm very, very sure, 100% sure, with evidence that the election was rigged? Then I'll hire thugs to begin to shoot gun. Who does that? But at the end of the day, they will come and tell you now that God has granted us victory. Can they ever say the Ogu grant them victory? Let Ogu rise and strike that person in that very particular place the person is standing. You see them do all manner of things. Or somebody will come out now and tell you that because God is the one. Tunumbu will come out with all manner of evil and they still calling God. Akpabio the same thing. Shetima, who is also the head of Boko Haram or founder or even the commander-in-chief, will come out and tell you it is God. But some people will also turn against you in this message. Pencon Nation said you can be making posts of this and that, saying things that are true, and at the same time making a fool of yourself slowly by always dragging Jesus into what you are trying to portray. I agree with you on the law of consequences and of all, but won't agree with you the issue, the part, Jesus part of your illustrations to make your point. God never forsake Jesus Christ out there in the world when Christ came to die and through to pay for justification of mankind. God always ahead right about stages of Christ went through to pay the sins of men. Sins of men. Who committed that sin? Jesus Christ, the white man brought to us, is that he died for their sin, not our own sin, because they are the one that committed sin against humanity and against the blacks. Jesus Christ came to die to cleanse their sins, but they come to Africa and enforce the same Jesus Christ on the people they sinned against. Somebody will be born now and said they were born with a sin of creature. Who told you that? A child inside the womb have committed sin. What sin? What kind of sin is that? And some people will believe all these cock and bull stories. Emmanuel Elias Vale Emelike said, I keep saying it. Only few can relate to your teaching, but keep pushing. I love this. Nathan Blama said, this is the voice of wisdom. He had the knowledge of our forefathers. As simple as that. The whites that forced their Jesus Christ on Africans, they are the ones that came to us. They killed our forefathers. They committed all manner of atrocities. The Jesus Christ they are talking about is a ship they used to convey our own ancestors as slave trade and spread them wide the whole world. Go to all the whole Caribbeans, they are all African descendants. All the whole Caribbeans, they are all African descendants. In fact, let me stop it here and venture to the other message that I have for my people before we can be able to round up this show.
With the highest oil reserve in the whole world today is Venezuela. The country with the biggest oil reserve in the whole world is Venezuela. But Venezuela is sanctioned from selling their oil in the world market today. And for what offense? Because Venezuela is a country that refused to sell their oil with US dollars. Venezuela is a country that says we will be selling our oil with euro and not the American US dollars. And America gets offended and sanctioned Venezuela from selling their oil in the whole world market. And to tell you how serious they are.
Culture of predators you can't copy. This is the title of the message. Culture of the predators that you can't copy. Take note.
If Venezuela should go against that law to continue selling that oil in the world market, they are going to invade Venezuela and bomb them to death. So out of the fear of the predator, Venezuela accepted we will not be selling our oil in the world market. So we hold our oil inside us and we suffer even with our own resources because a predator refused us to sell our own natural given resources for our own survival simply because we refuse to enthrone his US dollars, his own superiority over the world. Follow me carefully this night. You are going to learn a lot. A man called Gaddafi of Libya is a man who woke up and says, I will not be exchanging my oil with US dollars. Libya will exchange their oil with gold. Mali Koli is a liar. America says this man is an idiot. He's an Adam that is beginning to eat the fruit of knowledge. And so when he eats this fruit of knowledge, we will go to pursue him away because if he is allowed to stay 1 minute there again, he's going to communicate knowledge to the other Adams. America went with a flying jet into Libya and bombed Gaddafi to death. For what offense? Because this man says, I will begin to sell my country's oil, no longer with US dollars, but with gold. The reason why you have not understand that human life is calibrated exactly the same way animal life is calibrated is because the colonialists have taught you about one God. A man who taught you about one God is a colonialist. Individuals know, the wise, the intelligent people know that God is individualized to people that sponsors their survival. The God of the predator cannot be the God of the prey. The God of the lion cannot be the God of the antelope. The West is antelope. The West is the predators. They are the eagles, they are the lion. Russia are the tigers. Chinese are the tigers. Africans is the antelope. Our own life is not fight. Our own life is cooperation. Their own life is killing people. And so the worst mistake you will make is thinking that you can adopt their culture. It was out of fear that Saudi Arabia signed a deal with America. Says, America, before any man comes to sell any oil with us in this world, before any man comes to buy oil from us, the man must first go and get US dollars to come and use it to buy our oil. Called Saudi American dollar deal. Go and browse it. Because they don't want to be wiped off. And for that reason, for that single reason, before you sell your oil today in the world market, it must be US dollars. Any nation that rises against this will be wiped off. We will be invaded and killed. You now discover the way animals in the bush live is the way humans live. Some humans are meant to kill others for them to survive. Some are meant to cooperate with themselves for them to survive. Some don't meant to kill other human beings, but meant to feed on natural other elements of life. And so who is teaching you about one God? It's a colonialist. Just like a lion who has gone to educate the children of the antelope. And that is why they fought with all their energy to erase your history, so that the children of the antelope will think that every time the lion always wins. But the antelope, if they begin to actually engineer their own way of life, the lion will die of hunger. An African man who is adopting Christianity today is a fool. He's a man that does not have sense. He's a man that does not understand the metrics of the world ecosystem. The West choose this religion of Christianity because it teaches them mass murder of people and take away their resources for the sole purpose of forgiveness from them. That is why they choose Christianity. You see where their God, government of the day, is talking to Paul. He says, go to Amalek and destroy all their land. You see where their God, government of the day, is talking to Joshua. He says, Joshua, go to Jericho, destroy everything in Jericho, and bring gold and silver from the Jericho to my house. That is how that God is obsessed for gold and silver, government of the day. The religion aligns with their culture. They choose Christianity because Christianity teaches sexual violations. You now see women are going to dress anyhow because it is in that sexual violation that their business is going to be moving. An African man who chooses he can copy Christianity is a very stupid man because he doesn't know that Christianity is a religion of the predators, and that is why the predators teach you to love your enemy. He says, if you love your friend, you are just like a normal ihiri that have sense. He says, when you begin to love your enemy, love me. I am going back in my nation to go and build a jet, fighting jets, bomb, nuclear energies. But you will learn to love your enemies as long as I come back to destroy you and exploit your resources. If you think I'm lying, let your nation sell their oil today without dollar. They will wipe off Nigeria. No nation have dared it. If you dare, Venezuela today is the country with the highest oil reserve, but they could not sell in the world market because they refuse to sell in US dollars. Rise up and understand the metrics of the world. You will die if you think God is in the sky. God is on this earth. Man, God is man. If man cannot do it for you, die. The country with...
You get the point now. Anyway, there's not much time to waste. Elijah Peter said, do your teaching and leave Christianity alone. You are making sense, but don't talk about Christianity. You see them? Michael Kwe said, we need to protect this guy with all our strength. He speaks the truth and nothing but the truth. And I can tell you, I totally agree with him. Good day, Ame said, please, my brother, I fully support you. But if you can write a book titled, Africa Must Be Back Again, because African has lost for long, it's time to come together and move on. Ikenga Chidera Adeko said, only the intelligent ones will understand this message. As simple as that. People who are still carrying Christianity on their head like they are carrying a wig, they will attack you. They will attack you. Ndubisi want to say, my brother, all you said are correct. That's why God is using the Brics, Brics Plus, to destroy the American hegemony. The same Brics that rejected Nigeria. Because Brics are doing anything that are going to transact within those countries that are within Brics, they are going to do it currency swap. If I give you my gold, you pay me in my naira, not in your dollar. Not in US dollars. Chukwuemeka Media say, you must be protected so that you will live long to preach the truth. You are doing excellently well. One more, my brother, this is your comment here. He got me. I swear, you got my back. Obuehi Ezemba said, of course, he needs to be protected. The guy needs to be protected by at all costs because they will come for him. I can tell you that. Kingsley Onuzilike said, I think it is time for you to put this your message into books. That way, they will be kept for posterity. I think I agree with this message. Sunday Akano said, Iran, Venezuela, Russia, China, South Africa, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Morocco, etc. are all in Brics. They trade their common resources without the US dollars. You see what I'm saying? My people, now here we go take a break. We are coming back again with another blog. But please like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. I'll be right back.